I'm on YouTube now, actually. Yeah, I had a sense it was going to be kind of boring. Didn't want to just fall asleep on YouTube. Hi. I was already on YouTube this morning with my friends over at Benzinga. The day was over rather quickly today, so I didn't bother doing a video. BDTX. I don't know what it is, but it was exciting at 248, and then it went to 280, and then it went to four something or other, and now it's back to three and change. All we did today was stare at the screen, more or less. And it was a great morning. So if you guys don't know, I do a morning show every once in a while with the boys over at Benzinga. Love those guys, Dennis Dick, Joel O'Connor. We're talking about the differences between, trading and long-term investing. Again, these 6 or 7 days is my favorite type of trading. Being able to get in and get out and not complain about every single trade going up 20% after you get out. I like days where you can buy something and then short it and then make money on both sides. Again, that's why I don't like the raging bull market. Like those 6 weeks that we just had. I like this environment much better where I can just buy some dips, sell some rips, call it a day, and you know, be gone. What's going on, everybody? What's up, YouTube? Some of us are just cashing out of CARA. I didn't take part in that one, but 390 just got you 450. Not bad. Played WBA for a little pop at the beginning. Looking to buy it again. Was hoping for more of a capitulatory feel, like a kind of puking it up, but they're really not. It's down 10%. It's just chopping around. But you know what? We were due for a nice, boring day. And here it is. But before we go any further, let's give it up for NNOX, the stud that it is. Phenomenal every day. First stock, always leading its charge into the red. Yeah. Let's give it up for that portfolio that I built for myself. Every single one I'm red now. Just a brief reminder of why I don't do this. See, today we could trade 2 stocks, make a little bit of money, shut the computer, and you can't take the money from us. I like that. Oh, by the way, ENVX is up. I know you're all getting excited. Don't get excited. It was a nice trade this morning. It actually pulled back, held the dip. You got a VWAP break, and you actually got paid. Yeah. Don't ever get excited about any stock you own ever again. If they ever go up, just be shocked. That's the way I'm going to look at it. And like I said, by probably July 14th, at least the 18th, I will own 0 stocks. And I'm going to love it. And I'm planning never to come back to stock ownership. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, like AAOI, right? How many times could you have traded this stock over the last couple of days? But if you bought it over 5 last week, you're still underwater. But it's been a pretty damn good stock to trade. No doubt. Same thing. I mean, NNOX hasn't been too bad. You could short it every time it's green. It's not a bad trade. ENVX has been getting bought on dips, sure. Carvana got smoked. Rivian, I took half off already on Rivian, got hammered on that. Just done. Swing trading and investing is not for me. If you haven't sent an email yet, make sure you get an email into us for July 8th, 12 o'clock for 2 hours, Saturday. I think the Q's just printed $1 up out of the money. That just happened? Yeah. Look at that out of the money print just now. That's the high print from. Check that. Look at that. That specific price that it just hit. Take a look at 2 days ago. Let me get it for you. Hang on a second. Was it 3 days ago? Where is it? That's pretty wild. That was the breakdown price from where we got to. We just had a bad print right there. Huh. So I think we're seeing what we're going to see today. July 8th, I'm going to be hanging out doing a training session with my son. I'm just letting everybody in on it. So we're going to crunch some charts, make sure he knows what he's doing. Right now I'm just feeding him the trades, and it's, he's basically my clerk. I want to make sure he knows when I'm away, if we're going to let him trade when I'm not around, he better know what the hell he's doing. So we're going to just do a hardcore 2-hour session. Because July 14th starts earnings season. You better be ready. When the shit goes down, you better be ready. There's a lot of weirdness going on. You got some stocks are dropping bids. A lot of stocks are ripping higher right now. My screen's, I got a mixed bag, which tells me maybe I should just stay over here, my favorite place. We only did one trade today. It worked. So we could just call it. What are you guys doing? In anything, I'm just sitting here I'm just staring at WBA, waiting to see if it goes to $28 so I could pick it up a little cheaper. I know what the funny thing is. I'm not saying anything about ENVX. Just wait for it. Maybe one of these days it'll hold its bid, but again, inevitably, I'm probably going to look to short the stock at some point today, but maybe we'll be shocked. Maybe it'll hold in, $1.75 on ENVX. Chances are it's going to give something back because notoriously it does. I might just stalk that for a little bit. But you know what? I ain't feeling this right now. I made a little bit of, oh, sorry, we got the Pack W. I don't know if you guys still got Pack W, but it's still working. Never broke down yet. Inevitably, the more you do this, you start to feel the market. You could feel that, if you have enough, you got a couple of scanners, and you start to feel the market, the speed of the scanner, the amount of flashing lights on your screen. I have it built, got the scanners, got the watch list, I got, the big blocks and those, just enough. So when they're not doing their typical flashing and moving and ripping, you get the sense that the market's just kind of just meandering around. And in that environment, it's not that great to be trading because you need follow through. Like BDTX this morning through 250. That was something. Listen, I'm not joking around about ENVX. I'm happy it's going up. We all own it. But for a day trade, when the stock's up 2 points, usually it sells off. So I'm going to stalk it. I will short it at some point today, but I'm not going to get in its way when it's finally having an up move. But back under that, yeah, I might sniff around 70s. Maybe I wait till it breaks back under the 50. See if it gets over 15. By the way, this AAOI, pretty good. If you guys keep it on the watch list. The stock is a mover every day. You could short it, you could buy it. I haven't traded options on it because they're kind of illiquid, but it's a pretty good stock to trade. All right, ENVX. Let's get ready to short it. Let's see if it breaks. I'd like to see it over 15 and then roll, and then I'll hit it. But it's starting to get hit already. AAOI to 5. Well, this WBA has kept me basically out of every other trade, so that's good. Sitting here watching it slowly go down. Might take another 3 hours for it to get down to $24, $28, I mean. Well, ENVX didn't want to wait for me. Didn't get any. I was hoping to get over 15. There's the red candle down that I was waiting for. And right on cue, NNOX hitting new lows also. There you go. Bang up portfolio of mine. Woo! Love owning stocks, baby. Look at all my money go out the window. Yeah. Yeah, baby, feel it. NNOX new lows. Yeah. When it hits $2, I'm going to buy 1,000 shares. Well, there's the ENVX trade for you. If you got in, take something off the table. There's that pullback that I was anticipating. And now if it breaks under the half, you're probably going right back to 1420. And then, flat. WBA, there you go. New lows finally. Come on. I'm still waiting for WBA as a buy. But man, it's taken a long time to get down to that 28. Okay, we have gone around in circles now, pretty much for the first half an hour of the day. Usually, you're going to stay in the circle. Remember what day it is, friends. Get your Stock Trader's Almanac out. What normally happens during this week? After a bull move, consolidation. And we're still in it. Who am I talking to right now? Anybody listening? Anybody get short ENVX? Good job. Again, I was hoping to get the perfect scenario, break 15, screw the shorts, then roll over. But if you shorted it there, the 1480 using the 1490 and the 15, that was to play. But you cover down here as it approaches the half. Breaks the half, you got the VWAP at 41. Round and round and round and round we go. Loose Lucy, she's my girl. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for a real good time. The Qs just got done suckering everybody in, that's for sure. All right. round and round we go, baby. Don't chase anything in this market. And remember, if you are short, you're going to cover too, because that's what sideways markets do. That's why this is a great market. There you go. Captain Cave goes to short. Look at him. One and done. Later, bro. I might be sitting here all day waiting for that next quarter. Somebody wake me up when WBA gets to 28. Oh, yeah. I mean, Big Pete, I mean, it's so sick. It's so sick. I mean, the ironic trade of the day, obviously, is to buy Ride. They announced bankruptcy. Buy it. Makes complete sense. Kenny, didn't they announce bankruptcy this morning? Why would you buy it? It doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. Because it broke VWAP. Buy it. Oh, cool. I mean, it's a dollar. It broke VWAP at $1.18. The stock's at $1.90 now. You telling me that long-term investing is better than playing nonsense like this? That's the most nonsensical trade in the history of ever, right? And look how well it's working. Like, what would this stock be doing if it didn't announce back? It's like, say something really bad. We don't make cars. We never were going to make cars. We're going bankrupt. But, buy all you can at 120 and sell it at $2. Q's rolling over hard. This ENVX short might pay off a little bit more here. Don't cover all of it. ENVX breaks that half. You look for 41, and then you look for 14, and then 0, because every stock stinks, especially if I own it. There you go. 51 on ENVX short. You can make a living shorting my portfolio. Not even joking. It's sad. Sad but true. There you go. 48 on ENVX short. I'd still take a little bit off at the half because you're required to do that by VWAPian law. Now you're looking for the VWAP retrace to 41. And have a nice day. ENVX for the short. If it breaks the 41, you're breaking the breakout price and the VWAP. You probably get at least another 20 cents on it. So you might as well hang in there. Let's see what happens here at 41. 43s are trading. 42s are trading. Let's see what happens at 41. Held the 41. Look at that. WBA almost there. What? Huh? What? Come on. Come on, 41. You know you want to print it, ENVX. Come on. Bring it, meat. 41, 41. Toby Chong, Toby Wong. Toby Fong. Oh, you bounced right off it. Look at that. If you are short the ENVX, I wouldn't let it go past the 1462. So you guys enjoying this bull market? What's up, YouTube? You guys enjoying this bull market? So what's interesting, if you haven't noticed, and again, this is the big takeaway from the last 15 days. When did the bull market officially start? And how well has the market done since they announced the bull market? Not so well, right? Market's kind of petered out. We've run out of steam. We've hit resistance, right? Right when the media starts telling you the coast is clear and we're about to lift off, right? They need to remind you that we've been rallying for the last 228 days. So the last 10 days of the bull market have been kind of sideways, right? Now, I'm not saying we're about to roll over and crash. I hope we do, by the way. I hope we roll over and annihilate this market. I would love to see a smackdown of epic proportion right before earnings season. Get everybody scared, get everybody volatile, get everybody nervous. Nervous trading makes me more money because all I do is focus on price. So I would love to see that volatility spike up. I'd love to see some real nervous trading. By the way, this Pac W, talk about not nervous trading. This is possibly the most boring trade of the day. We just got paid. And I'm talking about 12 cents, homies. I mean, I keep forgetting I'm even in this trade because I'm not even paying attention. We trade Pac W, Carvana, Palantir, ENVX. It's the same names every day. Today was BDTX, was the crazy one. You know, if you shorted my portfolio stock, you're having an all right trade on this ENVX short. And there's your day. I mean, I like a day where I'm done by, 10:16. Phenomenal. I just wish I had a life with something to do. Got nothing to do, so where am I going? I ain't going nowhere. It's hanging out. Sticks, what's up, buddy? Sticks in the house. Wow. Remember we all had cool names? Sticks. That's the guy that makes $1 on every trade. I like hanging out with me too. By the way, speaking of hanging out, July 8th, come and hang out. My house. Fire dancing, grain alcohol. I'm also going to have what I'm going to coin as drag racing, drag queen drag races. So I rented out after we're done doing a chart, I'm launching a television show called Drag Queen Drag Racing. It's going to be sick. Sick. Drag queens, drag racing. It's exactly what you think it is. And these chicks, they're crazy. They took my Hemi out. It got it up to like 180. It was crazy. Oh, ENVX, you might have got stopped out of your last of that. Yeah, call it. No shame. You got down to the 41. You know, drag queen drag racing, baby. See you at the Englishtown racetrack. I got my Hemi Challenger against my boys. He's got that sick Corvette where you could switch it into like, I don't know, super drive. Thing is ridiculous. And then we got grain alcohol, fire dancing, drag racing, and all the charting you can do. And there will be Milano cookies as always. Uh-oh, new highs on Pac W. Paying for those Milanos right there, baby. Every penny you get. Oh, WBA. So close. I ain't buying it unless it got to 28. So what's going on out there, you guys, right? Boring day, right? Get paid, leave. Right? Got paid really quickly today on BDTX. There you go. Sunday, Englishtown. Hey, you know it. That's right by my house. There are times at night that when they used to run, you would hear the engines revving in the distance. It's pretty cool. Or kind of annoying to some people. By the way, if you don't think that show's coming out, oh, you know it's coming out. Drag Queen Drag Racing. Now that I said that out loud, you know that show's going to be released on some channel next week, right? She's got a heavy foot with those big boots, man. All right, what do you want to do now for the rest of the day? Sticks is going to play golf. That's cool, man. Yeah, I'm going to start. My son, He's pretty good already. He's got it all down already, my son. He trades for an hour and a half and then he goes and plays golf by himself or he finds somebody on the course. He's living a life already. Teach us how to trade a rally. What's a rally? There's no teaching it. You're in it. Every trade's exactly the same. You get in, you have your out if you're wrong, and you have targets if it's working. Just remember that going forward. Every day is the same day. Every trade is exactly the same. That's the secret. Everybody else wants to tweak things and change it and change and bend and shift. Not us. It's the same trade every time. Pulls back, holds the VWAP, you buy it, use the VWAP as your out. Breaks the VWAP from underneath, you're a buyer using prior candles as your out. Target's always 1,000 if you're long, and if you're short, target's always 0. You just try to make as much money as you can, and then that's it. Just remember that I'm not trying to be funny here. Every day is exactly the same day, like ENVX, right? You got what you got out of it. You take the money, and then the longs said, "Hey, it pulled back triple bottom at the VWAP. Maybe I cover and go long," said the long, or said the active trader. If you shorted it and covered it, you're happy. You got stopped out of the rest. But think about the other guy on the other side who wanted to buy ENVX. He was waiting for it. Like I'm waiting to buy WBA, which apparently I'm never going to buy because I was waiting to see it get to 28 for a 50-cent bounce. It just bounced to 28.50. So chances I'm not even going to do this trade. But ENVX, again, first you're a buyer because it's a VWAP break at 14 over the range. 14 gets you 14.50. 14.50 almost gets you 15. The stock tends to pull back. So up near 15, you're thinking the buyers, the long guys are going to probably take some profits. So the short guy can say, hey, you know what? I'm shorting it up here at 14.80 with a 15 stop. Pulls back to the VWAP. That guy makes money. Everybody's happy. We're all getting laid. What? And Pac W. Now, I wish I could show you this chart on Pac W, my internet friends, because this is how you make a living. Okay. The 1 minute to the multi-day, the trade just works. So I know this is no miracle trade, but my kid's downstairs. He's buying VWAP breaks on Pac W every freaking day, long or short. He's buying it when they breaks up. He sells it when they break down. This is a trade where you can make a living. A $7 stock breaking 744. We bought it at the 50 break, little bit of a chase, but the prior VWAP told us the stock's got a shot to get to 770. You're risking 6 cents to possibly make 25 or more. I'll do this trade every day. I don't need to own stocks. Give me Pac W, 2,000 shares at 750, banging them out at 762 and 770. You could have your Pac W back now. I don't need the stock in my life. I don't want the stock in my life. Anytime I own a stock for more than 3 days, I lose money. That's my life. That is who I am. That's my plight or my curse or my blessing. I don't know. I keep fighting it. And every 6 months, I go, why do I own all these stocks? And then I sell them all. And this time, it's no more rinsing and repeating. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. I will not own stocks. All I do is I give back $10,000 chunks of money every time I build a portfolio. And the joke was that even this schmuck had a green portfolio for about 3 weeks, right? I was in everything. Again, every one of my trades was green. You knew something had to be broken in the market. I had I think I had 9 positions on it. Every single one was green. Did you think that was going to last? Come on. I trade futures only in like days of trouble. Like if something happens over the weekend and I need to, be involved. I don't trade them too much, and I tend to. It's like an insomniac trade. If I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I need something to do, I just get very. I have. I've been stopped out of the weirdest positions. I've had to call the company to complain that I think I got erroneous trades. I've had some shitty luck in this industry for sure. That's why intraday, I'm in control. I am. This is the closest you're going to be to control over your finances. The market's open, and I'm in or I'm out, and that's it. That's it. Give me a 30-cent pullback on ENVX, and I'm good. Palantir again, 14 get you 1430. Awesome. Pac W, 750 get you 775. Phenomenal. And each one of those trades is a day's pay. So again, the conversation we had this morning with Dennis and Joel is the difference between trading and investing. My dad, I always say, consistently outdoes me because he's a buyer of dips on the Qs since inception. I'm not beating that. You got money and time and you buy the Qs, very hard to outperform that. But if you buy, like me, I have 8 stocks, right? And they were all up. Now they're all down. That's what generally happens. Do I have anything that's in the green? I guess I have naked puts on Palantir still. I guess those are still green, yeah. But you see what ENVX did? That's trading. The stock, there's going to be a pullback. Play the pullback. It pulled back to the VWAP, held the VWAP at that price where you could have covered. Now, again, the more savvy you get, you cover, right? And you go long because your risk reward's back in your favor. And now in this one name, it was a long. It was a little bit of a short. I didn't play that. I wasn't playing that first one because I figured you were going to get to 15. You got to 1490. There came the sellers. You get the VWAP retraced. Computers bring it back to the VWAP to the penny, the 1442. And then it finds more buyers. And by the way, nobody get excited that ENVX is over 15. First rule of investing, always assume that your stock's going to zero. It makes you feel better. So then when you're surprised, like I am right now, I figured the ENVX would be down to 1250 by now. Whoa, it's going up. And by the way, why is this move a good move? Because what did ENVX just do to people that don't know what they're doing? Right? Why did it just do? So people that ask why is it ripping higher now? It's because everybody who didn't know what they were doing, let's say the shorter at 1480, doesn't know how important it is to cover at VWAP. And then that shorter might have just got lazy. And now they're covering because it broke the 1490. And that 1490 just made it spike to 1534 on the short covering itself. And then you get people that just buy new high breaks, $15 breaks. And then it feeds on itself. And next thing you know, you have another trade. That's why you could sit here in the ebb and flow of one name and make a living. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. My son is doing it. He's trading Palantir for a living. And the stock legitimately hasn't gone anywhere for 2 weeks. But he's trading the 1380s to the 14 and a quarters, the 14 and a quarters to 1465, the 15 and a quarters back to the 1475s. He's doing it. And he's just trading around the price, the whole numbers in the VWAP. And it's working. And ENVX is shocking me right now. I'm happy if anybody still owns this thing. Congratulations. Maybe we go back to 1750. Oh, I just ruined it. I just said it out loud. Sorry, I caught myself. But more importantly, look what WBA is doing, right? I was so patient and I still missed the damn trade, right? I'm sitting there going, all right, 28.30, cool. 28.25, cool. All right, 28, all right, cool. I waited for one. I was waiting for this magic price at 28. It never got there. And then it pivoted. I should have bought it at 28.20 using the 6 cent stop. And then we got the VWAP retrace, and there's another day's pay on WBA, but I'm sitting there goofing around talking about how shitty my portfolio is. ENVX, the shining beacon of hope. Oh my God. What an amazing move off that VWAP. You guys, this is a dollar move on a $14 stock. That's pretty nice. And the guy in the back just said, but you were just saying to short it. I know. For 14.90 to the 14.50, it was a short. Then it held the VWAP. That's where you cover. You get stopped out of the rest, and then you go long with limited risk. You see what I'm saying now? You do? Oh, good. Guy in the back's usually confused. You seem to be figuring it out. Good, nice. Guy in the back bought ENVX or VWAP. Look at you. Guy in the back. Not a bad move, huh? So somebody just asked me, what long-term plays would I buy? It's always the same answer. Qs. Qs. Do you realize you can never outdo the Qs? I mean, I'm not buying them up here, but if you get the pullback that I expect, 335, Qs back to 335 before earnings start coming out, that's where I think we're going to be. But I don't believe in it. I don't believe in even commenting on it anymore because it doesn't matter. What matters is what PAC-W did today, ENVX, WBA, and whatever we did. We live in the now, we live in the reality, we live in the nucleus of the market. We'll see where the next change happens. $335 on the Qs is not a that's an easy place to get to. It's just right under where we broke out from. Healthy markets test the breakouts, like ENVX just did. Exactly. We might pull back, but we're never going down. By the way, PAC-W, new highs. Every penny counts, baby. That's another bag of Milano cookies for us. Woo! Now, long-term investing is dead to me now. It's a distraction. It really is. I mean, I like NNOX. I like the story here, but how many times have we watched it go from 13 to 15 and back to 13, back to 15? I'd rather try to do that than just sit here watching it go back and forth. But see, this is what gets me in trouble. So when I see a stock going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I own a long-term call, I'm like, oh, cool. Let me sell the near-term call while it's going sideways to generate some revenue, and the stock blasts off and I get called away. So it's like it's a lose-lose. Whatever I do tends to backfire, like leaving 17 points on the table in Randus. Selling the near-term call against my long-term call blew the whole trade. I just tend to do that. So I'll just sit here milking my PAC-W trade for every damn penny I could get, looking for 22 more cents. Yeah. Put a stop on it, just sit back and maybe it gets to 785. Hopefully it does, but I'll sell it if it goes back to 762. And you know why those prices are significant, kids? That's right, eighths of a point. because I'm still stuck in my ways from 1999. This isn't fast-paced. I've been in this trade since 9:32. No, 9:37. This is not fast-paced. This is the slowest day we've had of the year, I think. This is as slow as it gets, baby. This Pac W trade, this is as slow as it gets. Doesn't get much slower than that. It's been since 9:42. This is an hour-long trade. This is long-term investing for me, baby. Still haven't had a reason to get out of it, so you might as well. And look where the ride is now. It's at $2. Can somebody give me a couple more bankrupt companies that I could buy that go up 180%? I mean, seriously, wasn't it like 30 cents this morning? Where did it get down to? 50 cents or 90 cents? 120% off the lows from today. Holy cow. I mean, come on, people. What more do you want? What more do you want? What more do you want? You got a bankrupt car company going from $1 to 205. Why would you want to even entertain the idea of long-term investing? This stock just mocks this stock today throws in the face of everything that you need to not know. It's not about earnings, right? It's not about future expectations. The company basically announced they're going bankrupt, and the stock went up 120% on this bounce. That's what you need to know. And that's all you ever need to know. Momentum, fear, and greed, and VWAP. Look at this thing. It's a 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal on ride. Doesn't matter if they make snowboards, which they used to, or cars. I wonder what company is going to use the ride. Maybe we should get the symbol. By the way, I've been trading so long. This stock, this symbol used to be another company, which my buddy brought public. Ride Snowboards got bought out by Burton, circa 92, I think. That's how old I am. This was a different company. Anyway, before we go any further, let's give it up for NNOX, new lows. There you go. It's keeping your keep your emotions in check. I guess it's good to have a stock that goes down every day. It reminds me. Don't fall for that. Don't fall for that nonsense ever again. And by the way, I know you're not going to believe this part of the story. Remember how I was talking about how I'm lightening up on the portfolio? You know, I sold 2 contracts in ENVX last week, right? Yeah. Perfect timing. It's up 20% 2 days later. I'm legitimately the worst swing trader, I think, on earth. But when Carvana's at 50 in November, baby, one time, I got the Novembers for Carvana. I'm in. You ain't getting me out of that one. Thing's gonna be $50 by November or zero. Hey, look, if Ride could go from $1 to 205, you tell me Carvana can't tack on another 30 points out of nowhere, some epic, ridiculous squeeze? You know it can. Yeah, I should start my own inverse portfolio. I'll let you know. But NNOX is going to be the killer. NNOX is going to be the real one. When I finally bail out of that piece of shit, that one's going to hurt. It's probably going to get taken over within 3 days after I get out of those last leaps that I have. What do I got? The April 15s? Yeah, it's just waiting. It's just waiting for me. You know it is. It's going to be epic. Hey, I got to tell you, This Pack W is my whole life right here. Boring. I got to work for every penny. Every freaking penny I got to work for. This Pack W represents my whole career right here. I make money, but it's a freaking grind. The easy trades they elude me now, man. That trade where you just press the button and your account explodes with money. Yeah. It's been about a decade since I had one of those. And I had to work that trade too. My last monster trade, I'm telling you, it's got to be 10 years ago. Google on a Friday, I caught the earnings reversal with 50 contracts. That was a pretty sweet trade. But I'm back. All I'm doing is trading options on earnings reports this quarter. Me and my son are gonna annihilate everything in our path. Pack W, baby! 782! We need 5 more cents, people. 5 more cents. Do you know why? Because what's 787? Come on, where's my fraction, people? That's right. 5/8 gets us 3/4. 3/4 gets us 7/8. There you go. Do the math, people. Now you raise your stop to the 3/4, and you're looking for 7/8. Back to old school trading. And also some people that still think that, a lot of people live that delusion that 1999 was so special. What was easier about it was that you were going up every day and no one's seen a market like that. So if you got lucky and you decided to buy and hold for 18 months, yeah, seemed like it was easy. But it was really just, you had your dips and rips all day. You had rollovers, you had volatility. What the hell was my point? Oh, my point was the only reason it was easier was that the momentum, the speed of the trade, the instant gratification was even more instant. So when you bought a 750 break on a Pack W, you weren't waiting for 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62. You went 750, got you 762. You traded in eighths of a point. There was no in between. Some of the platforms had 16ths, but that's it. So that same momentum that we're waiting here, penny for penny for penny for penny, you'd have been at 7 and 7/8 already and half an hour ago. That's what made it a little easier. And again, but when you're trading a $7 stock like Pack W getting over VWAP, you know what you're in store for. You're probably going to get 25 to 3/8, maybe a half out of it, and you sell it as if. So if you're in from 750, you're selling 62, 75, 87. And then by 8, you're down to that last 20 or 30%. And I can't believe ENVX is hitting new highs either. Look at that. What a dip buy. There you go. Old master, you in it? You buy the dip? Hey, look, I'm not going to start patting ENVX on the back because every time I do, it rolls over and dies. But hey, look, we're almost to the point where we can break the prior high from where it came last week, which is really, really important. So, we're here. This is it. This is the price. So this is where we spiked up to last time. We're 1 cent away. What would the zero probability? No, we're gonna need some volatility index spikes. So, by the way, have you noticed since the UVXY has split, it has only had red days? Let's give it up for UVXY. Let's give it up for volatility products and it's in them and the pure joy and just wonder of them all, how they just invent these products that just built to go to zero. I mean, it's amazing. It's been 3 days now. It's been 1 week since you got to me. It's split. What was it? 5 days ago. Hasn't had a green day yet. I mean, it legitimately is the easiest short ever invented. Yeah, well, UVXY used to be easier to make a living when they used to. It's just to trade in the '90s, and you could sell $200 calls against it. I mean, it was so much fun. Used to move in 20-point increments on days of volatility. It's just deader than dead now. By the way, massive double top on ENVX at that price, the 62. Pack W, you're 2 cents away from calling it. And then I think we'll just call it a day right there. 2 cents away, getting out of Pack W, 775. Market's just going around in circles. WBA. I mean, I sat there stalking this thing, stalking it. And what do I got for it? Nothing. Ha! Anybody buy it? I have never traded SPX option in my life. No, I just trade NQ futures. I've traded ES futures, but I've never traded an SPX option ever. But you see how I just blew this WBA trade, just sitting here waiting for that special moment. That special moment came and went, and now I got nothing to show for it. I just wasted basically an hour and 45 minutes of my life staring at the stock. You know what it was? I got to 28.14. I'm thinking, all right, cool. This thing's working out perfectly. I'm going to get it at 28 with 10 cents of risk maybe, and then maybe it'll pop to 50 and I'll make my $500. And that trade just happened. So if you guys just jumped on it, again, this is the one really good thing about a market that's going around in circles. There will be buyers and there will be sellers. So if you have the patience to wait for the buyers to show up, that's what WBA was all about. You know, I got paid on it once. I just became, it's like reverse greed. I don't know why I didn't want to pay the quarter. Should have. What are you going to do about it, right? Can't be in everything. Yeah, I never traded. I'm not, again, I'm like, my brain's like a hard drive and it's the disintegrating hard drive. I'm losing 89 right now. I was holding on to 87. I remember the Billy Joel concert, the Heart concert. I think I touched my first booby in maybe 87, but I'm slowly losing those memories. So I can't really get any more information into my brain because my hard drive will have to delete 87, 88, 89. And 89 was a great year. I don't want to forget all those dead shows that I went to. So I don't want to learn anything new. I'm good. I'll be the old dog now. I don't need any new tricks. This trade works. My son's getting it. Earnings season's coming. We're going to kick ass again. But yeah, I got to hold on to the 80s because I could hardly remember stuff. I can remember every bad trade I've done since I've started trading, but that's pretty much what my memory banks are full with, just agony and just frustration. But it keeps me fresh, baby. Keeps me fresh. The emotions are so raw. I mean, I could tap into stuff. Oh man, I still remember. I've told this story a million times when I had the guy at. He was just feeding us semiconductor stocks that no one ever heard of. SanDisk before anybody heard of flash memory. He was giving us these companies making lasers to engrave the chips, and he was talking about how AMAT's going to buy them all. This guy was unbelievable. And we were just killing it with them. SanDisk, we had this company called eTech, SpeedFam, Lam Research before anybody knew about this, LRCX, Click, Clack, all these things back in 91. What the hell was my point? So back then it was only monthly expiration. So every month I would buy, options on these stocks because he said a lot of these are takeover candidates. And I'm buying, I'm buying $12,000 worth. I'm buying, $1.20 options, 4 or 5 points out of the money. I remember they were usually $1.20, $1.50. I'm buying 100 contracts, 12 grand a month, 15 grand a month. We hit, they would hit. We kept it going. We hit a couple, And then we had this one E-Tech, and again, I guess I could say drugs are bad, but we were just out. The Guggenheim was having some exhibit that we wanted to go to. We were smoking outside the Guggenheim, and I got in trouble. I had to go face a judge, and I had to go on a Friday. And I never called into my office to get the 100 contracts that I would always buy on options exploration. And wouldn't you know it, the stock gets bought out that freaking Monday with 180% premium. I was in the 1750 calls at $1.20. The stock got taken out at 32. That was in 1992. And I'm still pissed. So I could tap into that fury at any moment. At any moment. Doesn't take me a lot to get going. That's why I got every trade I'm putting on this earnings season is going to be completely calculated, and we're doing them all. If there's an earnings reversal anywhere, I'm in. I'm buying the in the money calls and the out of the money calls. By the way, this Pac W won't let us out. Has anybody got WBA? This was a VWAP break now at 62. I'm sitting here joking around about it. Meanwhile, this is a money-making kind of trade here. Stupid. God. I mean, what the hell am I doing here? What am I doing here? By the way, my friends, my new friends, you're always wondering who I'm yelling at. I'm always yelling at me. What am I doing here? How am I not in this name? I've been talking about buying WBA since last night, and I haven't bought it. Well, congrats. I'm not going to buy it now. It's back to $29 already. There's the whole freaking trade. Congrats. Oh, there you go. 786 on Pac W. All right. I need one more penny. I told you 787, right? Not selling it. I want my penny. I want my $2. July 8th, just call me. I mean, don't call me. Email me, thewarlock@hitthebid.com. And when I'm done here, I will send you an email personally with my own fingers. Say something nice, too. I like when people call me handsome, savvy, studly. By the way, I know I owe a bunch of people hats, right? I don't know how to send these without crushing them. I don't know what to do. Who do I know? I know a couple of hats. I owe you some of these guys. Somebody owe you a hat, right? Somebody get a hat. Anybody in the area? Why don't you come by and just come by the house? July 8th. Come on, let's go. Fire dancing, grain alcohol, drag racing with drag queens. It's going to be off the hook. There it is. 787. Parties at my house. By the way, this Pac W trade brought to you by reality. When you live in reality, 4.5% on the day ain't bad at all. I mean, remember last year, the running joke, if you made 4% on a day, and you would say it would take you 4.8 thousand years to make that in the bank. Now you're actually, it only takes you a year to make that in the bank, which is why I thought this market would have a little bit more trouble this year rallying the way it did. I was wrong about that. I didn't think we'd get to 372 that quickly. But I'm still holding on. 385 will be the high of the year. I still don't think we're going to go to the highs of the year. I don't think we're going 403 on the Qs. I don't. But 790 on Pac W. Come on. Be dialing, people. Multi-day VWAP is just a script I have to give you. And then you could, once you meet Solid Jello, he creates these, they're called think scripts. and they build the chart for you. ENVX people, we have broke through. Be still my heart. Hey, did you know what this day turned out to be all right? This Pac W trade turned out to be all right. Now, if you really want to be tight, this is where you raise your stop to 785. And chances are you're going to get stopped out, but you might as well hold on for the extra 10 cents. You're probably going to get $8 on it, but you lock it up. Who cares now? It's another 10 cents. What do you got? 200 shares, 300 shares left? Daniel, my brother. Well, that's the only thing we keep that for members only. But yeah, we share the code. That's the first thing you get with your VWAP tattoo and branding kit. You have to get a tattoo and a brand somewhere on your body. And then you have to wrestle solid jello. Jump in, jump out, right? Was it gang in, gang out? Uh-oh, 791. It's another bag of Milano cookies for me. Pac W, baby. This is the greatest trade ever. It's a stayed in trend for 50 cents. There you go. 92, baby. So what you just witnessed, YouTube, right, is me talking about a trade, stalking a trade, planning the trade, and not doing the trade. So for my friend out there, that's one of those moments, right? So I analyzed the trade. I gave a good idea. The idea worked. I didn't even do it myself. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's certainly really not about me anymore. It's about my kid. This kid's going to roll into any place he wants when he graduates college. Just show him what he did in his spare time. He'll get a job anywhere. And then I'm going to get him to go to the business center and challenge the other kids that went to school for that, because he's not going to school for finance or economics. Pulled him right out of that. I don't want to be distracted. He went back to data analytics, sports kind of thing, where, the idea is just you go work for DraftKings or, sports gambling websites, stuff like that. He loves sports. He loves gambling, loves the idea of the live betting. That's why this trading is kind of the same as live betting, the ebb and flow of it. He was taking accounting and he was losing his mind. Who the hell wants to be an accountant? Nobody. Nobody wants to be an accountant. But my wife convinced him, get an accounting degree. You could branch off from there. Or you'll melt your brain. I'll teach them the mechanics. See, that's the thing about what they. I mean, I don't know this for a fact. I know when I went to school, they hardly even taught a class about balancing your checkbook, like real things, like the realities of the market. You'd think one professor would create that class. The realities of the market. Talk about how it's disconnected from reality. Talk about how it's disconnected from what most people believe it makes this market work. The market is now it's in a casino that is based on fear, greed, momentum, and algorithmic motion. One price begets the next price. That's it. Some of the, you want to buy a company like Schmuckers or Tootsie Roll, where the stock does nothing and it's based on what they make and how much money they make each quarter. Sure, there are stocks that still reflect something based in reality, but most don't. And you live with that notion as a trader, and you start to see the market for what it really is. It's a rigged casino, and we've got something that really tracks the rigging price. You can't rig it to anything else. And then you just got to get over the fear and the greed like me on WBA. That was kind of like me getting greedy. I wanted my price. I didn't want to pay anything else but what I was hoping to pay. And then I didn't even wind up doing it. Pack W, I don't hesitate because it's breaking VWAP, breaking the half. I know that trade normally works. You hesitate, you don't make any money. And think about chasing. Some stock, when you think it's a chase, it usually is. Doesn't mean it's not going to go higher. You just have to adjust your risk. Like ENVX, I ain't buying any more up here. Doesn't mean it's not going to 16 now, but I ain't going near this thing. The good buy was at 1450. I ain't buying more at 1585. Let it go. By the way, I promise you I will not buy any more ENVX today. Let's see if we get through six. We haven't seen 1580 in 3 or 4 months. I'm shocked. I think this is actually 3-month highs. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, sorry. Let's not go. I was only kidding. Let's stink up the joint. Wow, we are finally here. We are finally through that one price. Now we're looking. Yeah. I mean, this is why I'm in the name. This was the move I was waiting for. Let's see if we could finally freaking hold a bid. Because this is now looking pretty good here. Here, look, this is your 1-year chart, right? Here's your 2-year, right? We're over the 2-year again. Now take a look at 3 years on a daily. And I'll give it to you every 2 days. Ah, you see what I see now, right? I see a stock going to 18 bucks. 1765 actually. 1760. You see that mess right there? That's where you're going to head. The bottoms of all that, the bottoms and tops of all these candles right there, it's around 1770. Hopefully we get the next move up to 1770. It's about time this thing breaks out. Qs at the end of the day, I'm not feeling the Qs today. We're just chopping around. I think we end right here. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised 359, 50 to 350 to 360. You want to think of, let's do something real stupid. It worked yesterday. NNOX long. Right? It's basically the same exact trade. Flirting with lows, hoping there's some buyers come along. You know what? I'll give it a shot down here. If you're buying right here, go ahead, kid, buy me 400 at 53. You're risking 6 cents, 7 cents. 1453 with a 46 out. Hard stop, meaning if it breaks 46, just get rid of it. I mean, this what a joke this stock became. I mean, once it broke, it was it was pulling back 1750, going back to 20, held 1750, went back to 20. That was good consolidation. But then it broke 1750, went right to 15. And now that it broke 15, this piece of crap could be headed back to 1250 for all we know. I mean, there is a guy out there that said the whole company is a scam and they don't even make the machine that they're purporting that they make. I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't be the first scam company I bought into. Be the 8th for me. I bought into every scam. Fucking WorldCom, Enron, Walter Energy. What was the other one that I bought into? I couldn't believe WorldCom. There was another monster company. No, I think it was WorldCom. Yeah, Penson I destroyed. I mean, I destroyed a clearing company. If I bought stock in what was that joke? If I bought stock in a funeral parlor, people would stop dying. There you go. I just lost on NNOX. Congratulations. They went 20 bucks out the window. Wow. What a piece of crap. All right. Days look like it's coming to an end. Here comes the rain again. It's 11 o'clock. There's my first loss, wouldn't you know it, on NNOX. And who cares? What are you guys doing for the rest of the day? What was the other big company? It was first it was Enron, then WorldCom. Wasn't there a trifecta of like there was a real it was like we thought it was a real company and then when it turned out to be just there's one more I'm thinking of. I mean, I owned every garbage. I Leapfrog, I was in Puda Coal, Smart Heat. Well, Dynegy was the one that was the white knight. That's what really hurt me because I was going to take the profit on the Enron. I bought it at 5, it was up to 750. And then if Dynegy came along, and then my mentor said, "Well, you might want to wait for the white knight." And I didn't sell out at 750, and by the end of the day, the stock was at 20 cents because the whole deal fell apart. Now, Dynegy was the one who was going to buy them at like $8, $9 a share until they saw behind the scenes and realized it wasn't a real company, which is still one of the most fascinating stories, I think, in history of the market. How the hell did Dynegy and WorldCom turn out to be not real? I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. I can understand Chinese companies if you've seen the story. It was one I mean I'm not thinking of. I don't know. All right, y'all. I think I'm gonna call it. Call it, friendo. Q's just churning around, choppa choppa. What do you guys got going on? Anything? Anybody got something for me to look at? NNOX new lows. Just awful. All right. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Probably gonna be around Thursday night. Probably hang out Thursday night. This Friday's weird. A lot of people are gonna be taking off. I'll probably be here because you might as well just watch the first couple hours just in case something happens. Usually going into the weekend is going to be boring, but I don't know what to expect. It's kind of like the day after Thanksgiving when you have the 4th of July weekend. No one's going to be really around. You don't really want to short a boring market in a bullish environment. I don't know. I don't know what to feel about Monday. Maybe we just don't even show up. And then we got the 8th, and then the 14th, the 18th, 28th, August 1st. It's gonna be a real interesting summer. If anybody's in Greece and wants me to visit, I'll be on the island of Crete. I'll be in Athens, and then I'm going to Santorini. In one of those orders. I don't even know which way I'm going. But yeah, come join me. And again, I am still going to attempt to do my original plan and build this desk that I've been dreaming about. If anybody's serious about it, let's have a conversation off air. I'll tell you again, I'll tell you exactly what I need and what you need. And if you're ready to take the adventure, I got, you know, I got money sitting around doing nothing. I'd love to be able to trade again when earnings season comes along. I'm only, I can only trade two things at once. Two things. My son will be on two things. Sometimes there's like, hundreds of trades to do during earnings season. I don't want to miss any of them. The adventure is to learn what I'm doing here, and I'll give you, one of my sub accounts, and you trade with my kid. Just there's only one rule: trade what I tell you to do, or that's all I'm asking. Just don't buy BlackBerry options on a Friday thinking it's going to get taken over in my account. Don't buy Ameren or gold futures like some guy did once, or some IPO. Guy buys an IPO in the morning. Yeah, I think I blew your account up. Who is this? John? You had me trading your account? Why are you calling me? What are you talking about? Why would you leave the desk? What did you do? Yeah, I bought an IPO, and yeah, I'm not sure I put a stop on it. You probably lost like $5,000 on the position. Yeah, I think today's my last day. At least he fired himself. That guy. he knew it was over. Yeah, I think I blew your account up. Oh, yeah, you did. Great. What was worse was still nothing worse than the 33 trade guy. The guy was doing so many trades in my account that the company called me to see if there was a glitch. And I was like, how could there be a glitch on my end? That looks like a glitch on your end. Who in the hell would do 33 trades on individual names in 45 minutes? Who could possibly do that? No human being would do that. That has to be some sort of glitch. No, it was some maniac like playing. I don't know if you guys remember track and field. It was a video game in the 80s where you had to hit the buttons really quickly to run. That's how he must have been trading my account that day. And this was a guy that was doing well for 3 weeks. 33 trade guy? 33 trade guy for 3 weeks. The guy was following my lead, and he was doing 125, 250 a day on one or two trades, getting his feet wet, making money. He goes to Florida, something about Florida. I don't know what happened. He went to Florida. He had his high school reunion. Maybe he saw some of his old ex-girlfriends that broke his heart. He came back and just went fucking nuts. And the worst time to trade, 33 trades. And here's the sick part. I don't mind. You get into Pac W, it jiggles you out. Maybe you get back into Pac W. All right, the NNOX, it didn't work. All right, I'm getting a feel for it. It gets back. Now, 33 individual names in 45 minutes. No profitable trades. The longest he was in a position for was 2.5 minutes. Like he's playing the drums on the keyboard, just hitting buttons. Just hoping something good happened. Like he must have been watching the CNBC ticker and just buying it. And if it didn't go up immediately, he would sell it. I mean, it was so sick. And these are the maniacs that I've allowed to touch my money. So it's either I get the maniac or I get the guy that's completely afraid to press the button, which my friend out there, we tried with one of my friends, Deb. She was petrified to press the button. That doesn't work either. Just find somebody in the middle. And so far, it's been my kid because I'm telling him exactly what to do. He's trading relatively small size, small positions. And that's because I'm the Howard Stern of trading. That's why I attract every psychopath, degenerate, lunatic on earth. Exactly. Come to me. Lunatics, unite. So now the only way, now there's got to be a buffer. You got to be trained. I want a shock collar on you. You got to have a little bit of your own skin in the game, and then we'll talk. But right now, start with July 8th. How are these colors? I don't know. How are these colors? Uh-oh, my wife's buying me outfits for Greece. She still thinks I'm gonna rock a pink a pink shirt. I'm not wearing sunset pink, honey. I'm not going sunset pink. I'll go ocean breeze. Ocean breeze is all right. Sunset pink, I'm not in. Hammerhead Tejada. What is that? Like a top? By the way, I don't buy my own clothes. I haven't bought my own clothes since like I don't know, 15 years ago. So what else do you get married, right? The only reason I ever have new clothes. I'm not going to trade while I'm in Greece. As much as I'd like to be the guy wearing my nice what are those? I got my fancy linen pants with my white linens. I see myself drinking a cocktail with my foot up with the Mediterranean Sea over there, just trading my Pac W. Yeah, chances are I'm not going to be doing that. I don't even know what time it is. What time is it in Greece right now? Let's see what time it is in. What time in Greece now? Ooh, maybe I could. So if it's 6 p.m. there, wow, that's actually a nice time. So the market would be opening at 4 p.m. I might be able to. Right before dinner. Usually that's my nap time on vacation, right around, the 3 to 5 window. Huh. Maybe I do. I'm gonna bring my laptop. Ah, that's not a bad time. Depends. I'm probably gonna be on, I'll probably be on some tours in a couple of those days. I'm going on like 2 9-hour tours. I can't wait. Such a nerd. I'm the guy in the front of the tour answering questions. Yeah. I'm actually pretty good with the jet lag. I usually just never go to sleep the first day and just crack out, and then I'm get back and get into the swing of things the next day. We'll see. As long as my stomach's all right, that's all I care about when I'm on vacation. I have a very sensitive stomach. I have a nervous stomach too. By the way, BDTX, she's back. Wait, before we leave, are you kidding me? She's back from the dead. Oh my God, ass crack break and everything. All right, I'm not chasing it. 360 was interesting. You know what? If it consolidates between 375 and 398, you know what? We got paid on it before. Maybe we try it. All right, I'll stalk it. Namaste, people. If anybody's in Greece, come and help. Come and hang out. I'll be swimming. I'll be doing some fishing probably. Can't wait. I've been waiting all my life for this trip. Oh, I used to rock. I used to wear pink. Yeah, I don't feel it anymore. I usually wear Grateful Dead T-shirts wherever I go, or Bob Marley T-shirts. It's most of my outfits. I am stalking the BDTX. Yeah, we just missed the entry, so I'm gonna see if it pulls back to that 360. But it's been a pretty good day. What I say is there a minimum amount of money that a bankroll needs? Well, to be 100% official, you'd love to be that 30 grand guy. 30 grand, you could do whatever you want. At 30 grand, and I say 30 grand because it's 25 minimum, and then you have the 5 grand cushion. So if you have 30, you're in control. You could day trade, you could no matter what, you could do as many trades as you want without any restrictions. You could trade any stock you want. You got plenty of buying power. You could even commingle your options with your stock. But what I'm gonna, again, my son and we're cheating because most kids coming out of college are not going to start with a $50,000 account like I gave them. So I'm gonna try to separate. I want to see if we can do it. The whole thing. I'm going to take a $5,000 account. It's freaking hard to start with the 5K because you got to be right. And you got to limit those losses. It's a very difficult endeavor, but the only time you're going to have a good shot is options, earnings reversals during earnings season. That's where you have that chance. That's where you can get those $300 trades that you can make the $1,000 on or the $2,000 on. But you got to stick to the rules. And when those trades don't work, you hit one, you're good. You go 0 for 4, suddenly you're down $1,000 on a $5,000 account. If you're down 20% on your whole account on your first 4 trades, it gets kind of frightening. But it starts on July 14th. Start on July 8th. Get to know this trade, and then just wait for it. So July 8th, just going to give you the number one trade to watch. And then if you just do that trade and the variety, there's only 3 or 4 varieties of it. It's either dip, rip, gap, go, right? My favorite is the gap up roll, because those are the best. That's everybody just getting out, and you get the 1-minute multi-day VWAP reversal to the downside. And then again, I like the dip and the rip also, because that traps the shorts. And then if you get the upside, you get the check mark. And there's, basically that's it. You get 3 or 4 things you want to watch. You have your watch list is set for you, because all you're doing is watching earnings reports. And it keeps you focused. You only have one. You're looking for a very specific setup on a very specific set of stocks. And if they don't show up, you don't do anything. And that's the discipline. That's the discipline I lack, because I always wind up doing some other bullshit that doesn't work, because I got the worst luck in the world. But this BDTX just pivoted off the support. So if you want to start buying it right here, you're risking a dime. 385, you're in. Boom. So now the most you're going to risk, again, if you want to use 2 stops, if you're buying 385, you see how it just held that pullback? That's the 375. It breaks to 375. The next area is that 361. You'd have to give up. Normally with these weird names, I'd rather buy the new break. For instance, that first VWAP break at 360 would have been a lot easier to make money on. But it did pull back and held that support. And again, that's all it is. You're just identifying a new risk reward. At 385, you're risking a dime. That's it. There's nothing else to say. I would use it as a hard stop, because, again, you're getting into the middle of the day. This is a pump and dump, obviously, any stock up 100%. But it is over VWAP. It did break the upper range. And now you're just looking to see if it gets to 4. Because if it gets to 4, you're probably getting 4.25. And if you get 4.25, next thing you know, this thing might be looking at new highs. And that's how it works. You set yourself up for success. And if that success doesn't come, now it is coming. Here you go, 93, 94, 95, 96. Here you go. There you go. It's $100 right there on 1,000 shares. You could sell it right now. Have a nice day. Or you could hold on for gold. Gold would be the 4. And if you break 4.25, maybe this is the one that rips to 1250. I don't know. I mean, we find these bullshit stocks every day. But you see how, off the 76, that was the breakout. It pulled back to test it. The buyers were there. You got the pop. Now you're just getting the drop. Go round and round. Now you're already back. You're almost back to 76 already. Round and round we go, baby. That's what this market's going to do probably for the rest of the day. And, that's why the quicker you are to take the money, WBA was sweet, missed it. ENVX was pretty sweet. PAC-W, little QQQ action. BDDX from earlier. And that's pretty much it. Little loss on NNOX. And, you know, see you later on. I come back at 3 just to check on what's going on. And then next thing you know, it's tomorrow. All right. Be careful out there, friends. Be nice to each other also. I'll see you on the flip side. And by the way, you're all invited. So July 8th, I'm just going to be, it's me and my boy. I got to make sure he's on I'm basically leaving him in charge. He's going to put the screen up when I'm away. He might even go on the air for you guys. I don't know if he wants to start talking, but it's a very exciting time for me. So it's very exciting to have my son embrace what I'm doing here, and he's getting it. He's a little set with the one platform already. I want him to learn more platforms. He likes E-Trade. Again, he's got the knack. He's got it down. He likes the way to send the orders. Maybe he'll just use E-Trade. I'd rather have him skilled at least 3 platforms, just to make sure he knows. If you could conquer 3 platforms, you could conquer any platform. Drahua Yuri? wait, I was Yuri. He was Alexei. Yeah. I don't know. He went off to do something else with his life. All right. I'm really going to go this time. My friends, nice hanging out. Pleasant day. We live to tell the tale. One day closer to the onslaught of earnings. All right. I'm really going to go this time. See ya.